Hello students, so I will be continuing again. For a recapitulation, we have already done resource planning in India, need of resource conservation, land resources, its utilization, pattern in India, and then degradation and conservation method. For today, we will be doing soil as resource, classification of soils, soil erosion, conservation of soil, and some questions and their discussion. So let's start. See, soil. Now, soil as a resource. Soil is the most important renewable natural resources, and here I tried to show you various uses that we have of soil. Like soil is a medium for plant growth. Soil recycles the nutrients and organic waste. Soil is the habitat for soil organisms. It is also an engineering medium for human beings, and it is also system for water supply and purification. See, these are the ways or these are the factors on which your soil formation depends, like your parent rock that determines the color, chemical properties, mineral content, and its permeability. Then we have climate, temperature, and rainfall that influences the rate of weathering and formation of humus. Then we have time that determines the thickness of soil profile. We have flora, fauna, and microorganism that affects the rate of humus formation. And because of relief, altitude, and slope, the accumulation of soil is also determined. So here this is a soil profile, okay, and how it take place. Okay, the formation of soil profile that takes million of years, okay, to form we take a million of years to form a simple few centimeters depth of topsoil. Various forces of nature such as change in temperature, action of running water, wind and glaciers, activities of decomposers, okay, they all contribute all together to form soil, the topmost layer of the soil. The parent rock, as you can see from the picture of the soil profile, parent rock, okay, it determines the type of the soil. Okay, on the parent rock, your climate, vegetation, other forms of life, and time are important factors in the formation of soil. Then we have chemical and organic changes that happens that also play important role in the formation of the type of soil that we are going to get. And then soil is consist of organic and inorganic materials that adds up to the humus. See, the lowest one is your bedrock. We also call it as R origin, and that is the parent material. Then we have partly weathered rock, we call it C origin, and then we have compounds draining from above accumulated B origins that we call as subsoil. We have topsoil, and then we have surface layers. Your surface layer is the part of the soil that we are able to see, that we contains the organic debris, and it is partly decomposed, and we call it origin. It is full of humus and it is very fertile, the topmost layer. Okay, the topsoil is a mixture of minerals, okay, particles that is available, and we call it as a origin. See, the classification of soil is based on various factors like the formation of soil, the color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties. Okay, so here in the pictures you can see various types of soil is shown and how it varies with color, isn't it? And with their structure and thickness of the grains. Then I tried to show you the factors, physical factors, chemical factors, and biological factors that determines in the classification of soil. Like in physical factors, we have aggregation and structure, surface sealing, compaction and porosity, water management and availability. In chemical factors, we have pH value, soluble salt, sodium, nutrient holding capacity, and nutrients available in the soil. In biological factors, we have macrofauna, microorganisms, roots, biological activity, and organic matter. See, according to the classification, the first one type of the soil that we will deal is your alluvial soil. See, alluvial soil is the soil that are found in mostly the northern plains of our country, and the alluvial soil is a result of all the deposition, okay, carried out by three major Himalayan rivers like the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. This soil is widely found in Rajasthan, Gujarat, eastern coastal plains, particularly in the deltas of the Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers. Then the alluvial soil consists of various proportion of the sand, silt, and clay. That it is a mixture of sand, silt, and clay in various percentage. Some percentage of the sand, some portion of the silt, and some parts of the clay. In the mix, it's a kind of mixture that results in alluvial soil. As we move inland towards the river valleys, these soil particles appear to be bigger in size, whereas in the upper side of the river valley, the soil's grains are very coarse. Okay, so based on age, alluvial soils can be classified as a old alluvial, the Bhangar soil, okay, which has a higher concentration of conker nodules than the Khadar. Khadar is your new alluvial. It has very fine particles and it is more fertile than the Bhangar. And then see, alluvial soils are very fertile. These soils contain an adequate proportion of potash, phosphoric acid, and lime, which are very ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat, and other cereals and pulses. See, in the India map, I had tried to show you the areas where we can find alluvial soil, and here topmost we have a like as we already know by the time that alluvial soil is the mixture of right proportion of sand, silt, and clay. So it can the possibilities of the proportion I had tried to show you there, and then these see the in the table where I have written found characteristics and crop grown. It basically in this way only the question comes from this topic. Like you have to write about the soil, alluvial soil, where they are found, like in northern plains and deltas found by the rivers of Deccan Plateau. Then what is the major characteristics of the soil? That is, this soil is very fertile among all the soils. And then what kind of crops are grown on this soil? That is the groundnut, wheat, sugarcane, rice, pulses, oilseeds, and jute. So here we have already studied about the Khadar and Bhangar. So this question also comes from this portion, that is what is the difference between Khadar soil and the Bhangar soil. See, as you can see from the picture, as the river flows from the Himalayas, it crosses various paths. Okay, initially when the boulders are deposited, they are called bhabar, and as it moves on, okay, the sedimentation of the things that are carried from the Himalayas towards the plain area, the initial deposition where the boulders are deposited, they are called bhabar. Then it goes into the densely forest kind of areas where it is the areas is very swampy, wet kind of it. So they are called as your Tarai region. And then comes your Khadar and Bhangar. Okay, Khadar is a new alluvial soil which is very low in concentration of conker nodules, and it has very fine particles, and it is fertile. Whereas the Bhangar is the old alluvial. Okay, and it has high concentration of conker nodules, it has less fine particles, and it is less fertile. See, Khadar is renewed very very often. That is why it is called as new alluvial, because every time deposition is happening, so what happens is your Bhangar is getting deposited and the upper layer is your Khadar. Bhangar is away from the water source, like if it is a river or valley area, so what happens is Bhangar is away from the river, and the Khadar is the initial, or the like you're nearest to the river, the deposition. So it has very fine, very thin, very fine and thin, and very coarse kind of structure. Okay, and your sand, like a sand particles, and those Khadar are very much fertile if we use it for the agricultural purpose. Next one is your black soil. The black soil is black in color and it is also known as rigor soil. The climatic conditions along the parent rock material are the important factors for the formation of black soil. See, black soil is very ideal for growing cotton, and that is the reason why black soil is also known as black cotton soil. So this type of soil is typical of the Deccan Trap region spread over northwest Deccan Plateau, and it's made up of lava flows. The areas where we can find is mostly the plateau areas like the Maharashtra, Saurashtra. Saurashtra is the region between Maharashtra and Gujarat, and the Malwa Plateau, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. It extends in the southeast direction along the Godavari and the Krishna valleys. The black soils are made up of extremely fine clay material, and it is well known for its capacity to hold moisture. Black soil is nutrient rich and contains calcium, carbonate, magnesium, potassium and lime. This soil is sticky when wet and difficult to work on unless tilled immediately after the first shower or during the pre-monsoon period. It develops cracks in it. See, there are the reason shown on the map of the black soil, that is your Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Okay, the plateau regions of India. And then we have the characteristics of the soil, that is, it is very ideal for growing cotton, and it has very fine structure and it holds moisture. And the most important thing that we grow on this soil is the cotton, and that is the reason why it is also known as black cotton soil. Next one is your red and yellow soil. This type of soil develops on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall in the eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau. So these soil develops a reddish color due to diffusion or iron and crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. These are found in the parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of the Middle Ganga plain and along the zone of the Western Ghats. See, the area there where it is found, mostly the southern plateau regions of India. The characteristic, it is red in color and it is not as fertile as black soil. And the crops which are grown mainly are jowar, bajra and groundnut. See here, the areas of red and yellow soil is mostly towards the eastern coast, isn't it? The eastern part of the parts of northeast, and then your parts of West Bengal, then we have Odisha, then your Andhra Pradesh, parts of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, few parts of your Karnataka. So these are the regions where you are able to find your red and yellow soil. Next one is a laterite soil. The laterite soil develops under tropical and subtropical climate with the alternate wet and dry season. This soil is the result of intense leaching due to heavy rain. Then lateritic soils are acidic in nature and generally deficient in plant nutrients. This type of soil is found mostly in the southern states, Western Ghats, regions of Maharashtra, Odisha, some parts of West Bengal and northeast regions. The soil supports deciduous and evergreen forest and it has very poor humus. This soil is very useful for growing tea and coffee. See, laterite soil, where it is found? It is found in Western Ghats, parts of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Odisha. Okay, it is red in color and the crops that has grown is coffee, tea, spices, coconut and rubber. Now in the map we can identify where the laterite soil is found. It is shown with the light pink color, like parts of Assam. Okay, then we have parts of Odisha, parts of Bengal, then we have your Kerala and Karnataka, Maharashtra, few parts of your UP, Rajasthan. Okay. This question usually comes, what is the difference between red soil and laterite soil? So here I have put a difference between red soil and laterite soil with the point of distinction. The first one is your formation. Red soil is formed due to weathering of igneous and metamorphic rocks, whereas laterite soil is formed by the leaching process. Red soil occurs and in the like develops in the areas of low rainfall. The color is red due to the presence of iron in them. The texture is less crystalline. They are highly porous and less fertile, but where there is a deep, these are fertile. Then they are found in Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and some parts of Middle Ganga plain. Laterite soil. These soils are formed by the leaching process. These soils develop in the areas of high rainfall. These are red in color due to little clay and much gravel of red sandstones. These are crystalline. These are less fertile. Only grass grows in abundance. Then these are found in Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, and the hilly areas of Odisha and Assam. The next one is our arid soil. See, arid soil range from red to brown in color. This soil is generally sandy in texture and saline in nature. In some areas, the salt content is very high and common salt is obtained by evaporating the water. Arid soil lacks humus and moisture. The lower horizons of the soil are occupied by conker because of the increasing calcium content downwards. The conker layer formation in the bottom horizons restrict the infiltration of water. See, arid soil formed by weathering of rocks, rich in salt, deficiency in humus, and they are good for dates, melon, and bajra crops, and then they are found mostly in Rajasthan, Punjab, and your arid regions of Gujarat. Now here we can find out mostly your parts of Punjab, Rajasthan, and arid regions of Gujarat. The next one is a forest soil. These soils are found in the hilly and mountain areas. The soil texture is loamy and silty in valley. Certain coarse grains in the upper course. In the snow-covered areas of Himalayas, these soil experience denudation and so they have low humus content. Otherwise, this soil is rich in humus, remains because of the plant and animals. Okay, the soil is fertile on the river terraces and alluvial fans. These are found in Himalayan regions and in the northeastern parts of the country, and they are very good for fruits like apple, pear, peach, and plum. Now you can see the green portion of the area shown in the map of India, which is mostly your forest and mountainous soil. So it is mostly your Jammu Kashmir, Uttaranchal, Himachal, then Sikkim, and parts of your Assam. Then your next one is the soil erosion. Soil erosion and soil conservation. The denudation of the soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. See, what do we mean by soil erosion? So, soil erosion is the denudation of soil cover, or you can say denudation means you're letting off. Okay, denudation of the soil cover and subsequent washing down of the soil cover is described as soil erosion. The soil erosion is caused due to human activities like deforestation, overgrazing, construction, and mining. They are also caused by natural forces like wind, glacier, and water, which lead to soil erosion. Then soil erosion is caused due to defective methods of farming. If we are not doing farming in a scientific manner, that can also lead to soil erosion. The running water cuts through the clay soil and makes deep channels as gully, and that is known as your gully erosion. The land becomes unfit for cultivation, and then it is known as the bad land topography. Then when water flows as a sheet over large areas down a slope and the topsoil is washed away totally, it is known as sheet erosion. Then wind blows loose soil off flat or sloping land known as wind erosion. So these are the various types of erosion that takes place on the soil. It can be the gully erosion, it can be sheet erosion, and it can be the wind erosion. Then see here some pictures of the soil erosion is given. Like see this one, the picture where the man is tilling the land. It's a gully erosion. Here the first picture is your sheet erosion. Okay, and then these are the pictures depicting the soil erosion. See here on topmost of the right hand side, the difference is shown. Like what happens when the soil has vegetative cover and when the soil does not have a vegetative cover. So see, when the soil has vegetative cover, it is very much beneficial for the soil, and if it does not have vegetative cover, there is nothing which can hold the soil. So it is very easily that the soil can run off from the area. Then these are the problems that are caused by soil erosion, that is loss of valuable topsoil, that is a support system for agriculture. Then we burying valuable topsoil, we damage the fields, the plant productivity is declined, desertification happens, and your soil erosion indirectly and in many ways directly impacts the economy of a country, because our country is mostly dependent on agriculture, and agriculture depends on the soil. So soil erosion is a danger for a country like India, whose economy is mostly dependent on agriculture. Though we are shifting our economy from primary activities to service sectors, but still we have to support the farmers, and we need to have a very good resourceful soil cover for enriching the agriculture of our country. Then see, we have various ways by which we can conserve the soil, like plowing along the contour lines that decreases the flow of water down the slope, and this is called as contour plowing. Then we have terrace cultivation that restricts erosion. This type of agriculture practice is done in western and central Himalayas. When a large field is divided into strips and strips of grasses are left to grow between the crops, then this breaks up of the force of the wind, and this method is known as strip cropping. And then we have planting lines of trees to create shelter, helps in the stabilization of sand dunes and is stabilizing the desert in western India. Rows of such trees are called shelter belts. In that way, what happens? We give a break to the force of the wind, and we are able to restrict the flow of the flown away of the soil. See here, from pictures are shown terracing, then alley cropping or the strip cropping, then this is your contour and strip cropping, and the wind breaks here, wind breaks, or you can say your shelter belts. It gives a break to the blowing wind. It decreases the force of the wind. Okay. And then here images of soil conservation like mulching, strip farming, crop rotation and dry farming. Here some techniques are given how we can conserve soil, like by planting tree, by crop rotation, by watering the soil, by trying to manage the salinity of the soil, by putting the soil organism who can fix the soil. Okay, indigenous methods, it's like using your biodegradable things. Okay, then we should maintain the pH level by terrace farming, the no-till farming and contour plowing. These are the few techniques to conserve the soil. Now see, when we talk about sustainable, then we should also manage sustainably the soil. Okay, we should also manage soil in a sustainable manner. So in that way, if we take up the various methods of conservation, that only results in a sustainable soil management. Like if we concentrate on afforestation, conservation of tillage, cover crop, controlled grazing, organic and inorganic manuring, advanced management practices, your scientific methods of agriculture, the reducing of one-point source pollution, mulching, these are the ways through which we are trying to conserve the soil. And when we conserve the soil, we consider it as sustainable soil management. So with this we have completed this chapter. I have put this question from your textbook only, like name 3 states having black soil and the crop which is mainly grown in it. Then what type of soil is found in the river deltas of the eastern coast? Give 3 main features of this type of soil. So that is your alluvial soil. Then we have what steps can be taken to control soil erosion in the hilly areas. So you can write about your strip cropping, your contour plowing, then your terrace farming. Then you have to explain the land use pattern in India and why has the land under forest not increased much since 1960 to 61. Or then how have technical and economical development led to more consumption of resources? These are a few important questions from your textbook only. You can you can start writing this answer in your words. Okay, so by this and up to this we have completed your first chapter. I hope you are able to understand this. I would suggest you to go through your ODM Learning app study notes and all the resources that are being available to you through the ODM Learning app. And in case of any doubt, please get back to me. Thank you. Have a happy learning.